Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Friday morning. Today, yours truly, Michael Taylor, is here. Who is beside me today?
It's got Edgar Man on the mic.
Edgar Man, bro. The GOAT. It's good to see you, bro.
A little hard to get here, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Gas prices.
Yeah, we better start taking the bus, bro.
You see my snap?
I walked.
Yeah,
I actually walked. I walked here.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, bro. We don't play, bro.
It was $5. And I joked about it, remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait till it gets to $5.
It's more.
$5.
I think it was like $7 in the county I saw.
Really?
In Southern California, yeah. You want me to look real quick?
That's trippy.
Might as well. Might as well. Yeah, you can hold it real quick.
Look, y'all.
Do your thing.
Stop buying all the gas. I mean, we need gas. Stop buying all the toilet paper.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I need that, please. Poop a lot. Be shitting on these hoes. Like,
yeah, bro.
I ain't got no hoes. Love you, baby.
Loyalty runs deep.
It does, but I mean, we're going through a lot right now. I mean, we're getting out of one thing to get into a whole nother global.
Yeah, they want to replace COVID and a pandemic with war because war is just so convenient. To keep people in power and stuff.
Well, war is for sure more fatal circumstance.
Yeah,
than COVID right now.
Oh yeah. Well, they want to use the fear of war more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you notice how they keep talking about nuclear, like Russia's nuclear forces are on alert, or Biden instructed people to wear a mask during nuclear fallout. Just they're planting weird little seeds of fear. Yeah, it seems like into people's head, and I think it's obviously very well timed. The midterms are coming up. That's sense. When the elections go for the House and the Senate, and the Republicans are expected to curb stomp the Democrats. Democrats have been underperforming. 2020 was huge for the Republicans. The GOP won so many seats, so many House seats, so many Senate seats. Not to say they're the party that's going to sort America out in particular, but certainly when compared to the Democrat Party, I have trouble hearing them out, especially with these infrastructure bills that are actually hurting Americans down the line, like hurting American grandkids. Your kids, like we'll be dead. We'll be long dead, bro. And your kids' are going to be paying for Biden's road infrastructure, And road infrastructure is good, don't get me wrong, but the way we're going about it, the COVID omnibus bill was so crazy. There was like thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars going to Pakistan for gender studies.
Oh, what?
They're Muslim there. They don't believe in same-sex couples.
But why are they doing gender studies then? That's interesting. It sounds like our miscellaneous military fund.
It's such bullshit. It was just low-key, bro. There's so much shit in that bill that had nothing to do with the American people. Like, most of that money went overseas to pay off bribes and all this crazy shit.
Like aid and stuff like that.
Dude, yeah. See, you already know how it goes. You know how it goes. It's pretty wild, bro. Yeah, back to gas prices.
And here we are getting fucked with gas prices.
Tough. No exaggeration. We're not in California, but certainly fucking feels like it now. Yeah. You kidding me?
We're there.
Excuse my language, but we don't have the sun where we are, guys. I haven't seen the sun for a week. Have you, Eddie?
No, it's been a while. No. It's been pretty gloomy.
That's normal out here in Seattle. It's February. It's been pouring rain, bro. I miss the fucking sun. Yes. But, bro, in California, at least you get the sun and you get a better quality of life. And you got to pay all those prices, astronomical prices.
Rent high.
Oh,
gas high.
But here, bro, it's caught up so much, so quick. Yeah.
High in both aspects.
Yeah, bro. I mean, we're open to discussion on everything. We're going to get into the industry of oil and nuclear energy, especially the importance of what it means to be energy independent as a nation, bro. But
that's a big one. And it's funny because we have natural energy over here, just not
we have
much of it.
We have everything.
We have it all.
We have the largest oil reserves in the world. We just don't use it because it's not profitable. We make way more money off of importing Saudi oil.
Interesting.
Selling it at super cheap, in comparison to American oil. And so, sorry.
Oh, you keep it going?
No, I mean, we literally have special rights to Saudi oil. There's a special agreement with the United States government. It's been in effect for a while. The Bushes and the House of Saud, they're very close.
Interesting.
America and Saudi Arabia, they have some close ties.
Okay, so they know. There's something they know that we don't. That we're trying to
They're making money. There's all these games being played,
So do you think Bush was part of that? The whole Iraq war had to do with gas and petroleum and all that?
I mean, I don't see how it couldn't.
Yeah, that's what they wanted.
there's so many reasons. Iraq's a very strategic place. That's a reason we're not out of there. You know, like we hear about all this, like, oh, we're out of Afghanistan. We left. We left Kabul, Kandahar. We left, you know, our air base, which is hard to believe. But if we did, we did. You know. Yeah. But in Iraq, it's different. Iraq's different. We're there.
We have to be there for a while.
It's a very interesting thing. I think there's a lot we don't know about Iraq. I think there's a lot of natural potential besides oil and its beautiful people, you know, and its land. But
like politically wise, like
there's a lot. You know, they probably have resources we're not told they have, or they have. Bro, there's conspiracy theories about them having like a fucking Stargate. Babylonian Stargate, bro.
Holy shit.
Not saying I subscribe to those beliefs, but...
Is that how we get to the other dimension?
There's just weird shit, man. Like, there's just weird... I mean, I'll chalk it up as conspiracies because I have no proof, but, like, you know, there's been talk since the Mesopotamia... Is it all right?
Yeah, you should put it under. Like your hand. Like under it, if you want to, like, grab it.
Yeah.
Just don't grab it.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Anyways, there's, like, conspiracies that... There's a fucking time portal in modern day Iraq, aka old Babylon, and the Assyrians knew what the fuck they were doing, and they had the Anunnaki and all that.
Like in Antarctica and all that, like the same story.
Supposedly, dude, they're very, very strict on who can go onto the North Pole and South Pole. The Earth is not fucking flat. Do not say that.
Yeah.
I'm not getting at that. Earth is rounder than a pair of titties.
The Earth should look like this, but rounder.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, bro. Earth is all fucked. So.
Shout out Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, shout out to our hometown, you know. We got to rep a bit.
Yes.
I wish I could. I mean, we love our Sounders, our Seattle Sounders, but...
Shout out Sounders.
I ain't even going to talk on the coach, but...
Shout out Kraken.
Yeah, shout out to Kraken. You guys are all at this.
But, I mean, it's crazy, too, because what if there is natural resources down there that they don't want us to know about? Or it could be Stargate.
It would have to... There has to be something. I mean, for sure, the oil. I mean, to get such profitable oil is like...
They don't want with the sources.
They border Iran. Like, it was either going to be Iran gaining more influence in the region and possibly seizing those oil fields. I mean, there's many.
And they didn't want that because that's another, like...
Iran's not in our control. You know, they're not... Yeah.
Isolated country is for sure.
So, real quick, I just want to say, as of 18 hours ago, highest gasoline prices in history in LA County. It hits $5 average for the first time ever. That's the average.
What the?
That's not good. So, regular gas is $6.65, special $6.95, and super $7.25 per gallon.
I put.
Isn't that incredibly crazy? Yeah. And then I support American oil on American soil. I mean, that depends. I do support being energy dependent. Yes. Independent, energy independent and using our own domestic God-given energy that we have. We have so much hydropower. Nuclear power is very fathomable here.
Yeah, we need that more. We need it at an extreme rate because, especially with how it was going on with global warming and stuff. Yeah. Like, we're fucking it up with all the coal and everything they were using.
Yeah, it's interesting, though. I mean, they push electric cars, but it's very...
That, too.
It's very bad. Carbon. It's super dirty to make electric cars. Like, all the components and computers and silicon... Like, I'm no big expert, so I can't can't really speak on that. But
we have nowhere of disposing them.
Yeah, and plastics are a big deal, bro. Not to say fossil fuels are, like, the way to go, but they are certainly irreplaceable for the time being. Not only because everything we know revolves around fossil fuels, making everything.
We need it. Yeah.
Everything uses that process.
It does get used up to a certain point, though.
Yeah.
That's why I say nuclear is the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. It does have its risks, but there's a lot of reason that they shut that down and they don't want you to talk about nuclear and its potential is because oil is so profitable and the people who've already set up their infrastructure to make money off of oil certainly don't want to be undercut or share that money, you know? Why would they?
Yeah, no, we should need some Mongols.
That's why, hopefully they don't fucking kill me for this, but we've had electric and water-powered cars in the 90s. Yeah. Tests, nothing commercial, nothing badass that could work in society, right? Yeah. But there's been big things. There's been big things that we've discovered that have been hidden.
Japan has one for sale.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
With Toyota, I think.
What?
Yeah, it's a special kind of like hydrocarbon.
Shout out to Japan, bro. Shout out to Japan.
But the thing is, I've seen third world country. I see a guy from Costa Rica build his own car out of water.
Yeah, dude. Everything's possible, bro. Honestly,
and it is, and like it's crazy because like oil companies are gonna be undermined, which I don't give a fuck because they're fucking up our world. And you know what? Fuck y'all. But in the end, nuclear, like we need big people to start working on it and going into it. Like we have one, Bill Gates. He's going into it.
Yeah,
you know, not many people know about that. But
tell me more about that, will you?
Well, he has a company. He has a partnership. I forgot who it was with. I don't think it's Amazon, but it was with some other like big money, big wigs.
Got it.
And they bought part of Greenland. Remember you heard about that? They part of Greenland because they want to do for like
mineral.
Well, he wants to do. Yeah, he wants
mineral
to do
extraction.
Yeah, that the Tesla thing as well. But also he wants to start working on nuclear fission. Like he really wants to start emphasizing on nuclear energy. And
I have a friend that used to work on, like, I mean, obviously not like an actual reactor. I mean, maybe a reactor. This dude had like a nuclear generator in his basement.
Yeah, it's dope. You just have to know how to contain it.
I wasn't part of this, but my homeboy, I met him out I went to this TAF Academy.
TAF, oh my fucking guy,
dude. Holy shit! Not to glamify it, it was no special kids. It was no prodigy shit. It was just wild. It was a Bill Gates funded experiment.
It was fun.
My God, it was fucking crazy. But anyways, bro, what was I gonna get at with TAF, bro? I was gonna say something hella fucking funny about it.
Is that where he came from? Did he come from TAF?
Who did?
The guy who had the nuclear.
Yes, thank you. My short-term memory loss.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, bro, my homeboy from that school, back in the day, he would go work and he was like in this club with, I don't even know how he knew these people, but like out of school club, and he'd go like to this dude's house twice a week and learn about this shit. And it's really crazy. We might have to have him on. He has a good understanding about it. I'm
down for that.
I personally don't. I'm not the biggest. I haven't studied nuclear energy as much as I should. However, I know its potentials and I know it's so much better. I know all of our military vessels, whether it's our submarines or aircraft carriers, are nuclear powered.
Yes.
They're amazing. They're reliable. They can be out at sea forever. Not forever, but for 50 plus years, I think.
They'll be down there for a while, bro.
Dude, those boats are crazy. The technology in those are crazy. Nuclear power, the elites of the world have a lot greater understanding than we do.
Yeah.
And they know its potential for good. It's an immensely profitable source of energy, you know?
Yes,
it does have its risks. Like we're going to get into that with what's going on in Ukraine, because there are real world things that can occur when you go the route of nuclear. But when you do nuclear energy, you need an abundance of water.
Yeah.
That's why the aircraft carriers are at sea. That's why they're so efficient. They are constantly cooled and surrounded by water.
Yeah.
You look at Chernobyl right on the river ahead of Kiev, has plentiful access to water for cooling, you know? So.
And it's like you said, like having proper resources to contain it and having proper use of it, basically.
Yeah.
And having people that don't want to fucking destroy us all by shooting shit.
Yeah, so, I mean, Chernobyl was supposedly taken by Russian forces last week, right?
That was the first thing to be taken over.
Which was interesting. That stood out to me. It was like, okay, I mean, if it's a morale boost type of, like, propaganda thing, like, you know, USSR, like, we're reclaiming Chernobyl, okay, I get it, kind of badass for Russia. We'll let them have that moment. I don't know. It stood out to me because it wasn't something I mean, obviously, no one was expecting this Ukraine conflict, even if it is legit or not. I mean, it seems very legit. I don't know how it's not.
It's been going on for decades.
Everything's a possibility of, you know, the fog of war. The first thing that goes in war is the truth. Never forget it. And it always is that way.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
And they censor it.
Keep that in mind. But yeah, there's something up with the Russians in Chernobyl. I don't know what, but my gut tells me there's a lot going on. And then the reports of the other nuclear plant that's on fire.
The one that supposedly the Russians shot.
Yeah, where is that? Do you know?
I'm not too sure.
I'm going to look it up. I know it's definitely in Ukraine. And
it's crazy because like they're doing it, like they said on, I forgot what NBC or whatever, like that they tried doing it the smart way of taking over Ukraine and they failed.
Wait, are you saying Russia did?
You're saying that Russia tried taking over Ukraine the smart way and failed, right? But did they really fail? Because
we don't know the truth. We don't know at all what's going on.
The true place they wanted, they got right away.
They took Crimea back under Obama. That was what made more sense. That makes sense. You know, that's ballsy. Okay, if I was, I mean, Americans are going to, people already accusing me being working for fucking Putin, being Russian and all that, bro. If you're pro-Trump, apparently you're fucking Russian, bro.
We were chill under him. They weren't beefing.
Honestly, bro, it's not that they were. I don't think buddy. They had a respect for each other, and anyways, Obama was not a strong leader. He talked excellent. He was an amazing politician, you know, a very elegant speaker. I was a fan of him. But he really did not do a thing when Ukraine was invaded. I mean, I'm not saying it's his obligation. I'm not saying that's in the best interest of the United States. But all these Russian incursions on Ukrainian territory happened under Democrat presidents. So it's very odd. And I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with Joe Biden's Ukraine ties and his son with the Burisma gas company. You know about that, right? With Burisma and all. Yeah.
Is that what you think? Because it's funny. I was reading today how, if you noticed how differently they treat, and this is going on to, like you say, the ties they have, and like obviously maybe like benefits they have with Ukraine. I don't know what it could be, but this is what I saw in an article. It said, look how they're treating white refugees compared to other types.
How come we're supposed to be outraged by war now?
But we're always going around. It's still going around in different like minority like countries. It's like
we didn't care when less than 5 years ago Syrian kids were being bombed or supposedly gassed and all that. Like, I mean, we talked about it. We talked about it here, but it's like in terms of public perception, like on social media, what's engineered for people to feel outraged, it's obvious, you know. These are the same people that are not thinking for themselves. It's like they have a Nintendo cartridge. Yeah. COVID, take it out. I'm stealing this from Salty Cracker. By the way, shout out Salty Cracker. I love you, bro. You're an inspiration and a hero to us all. Keep on trucking.
Stay salty.
Salty Army, bro. I can't wait till those guys start checking our shit out. That'd be amazing.
Yes.
Dude, one day we gotta get that man in here.
Yes.
Funniest man. I'll show you him later, but yeah, dude, it's just something's up. Something's big up.
It's crazy, bro. Especially, like, do you really think they shot that nuclear reactor? You think it was the Russians?
It's on fire right now, or what?
But like, do you? I think we're past 10 minutes now. Do you feel this is like Ukraine's 9/11? That they could have caused it in order to get more help from the international community?
Certainly has to be a possibility.
Because why would Russia shoot it if they want Ukraine?
It's weird. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense about this at all.
Unless they're like they said, there really is some dumbass commanders out there. And if that really is the case, damn, you guys are stupid.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, how did the generation above us fuck up so bad?
Bro, did you see that picture I posted on Facebook?
I don't have Facebook.
It was, I tapped in. Just so you guys know, stay off the grid. But it said it was like a big like white like it matched like a big white monster dude, but he was like a nice dude helping this little kid, and it was a whole bunch
like
of
Monsters Inc. type of vibe.
Yeah, but arrows. They were shooting arrows
because they thought he was a monster.
Well, no, they were shooting arrows, and the big monster said millennials, and the little kid it was Generation Z. And then the people throwing the arrows was all the baby boomers and the Gen X. Like, you're not good enough. Get to work. You're yeah. And we're like it's and it says the millennials is like it's saying the millennial dude is saying it's all gonna be okay. Just do your best.
Yeah, do your best.
And that's the thing. Like the reason I bring that up is because we need to realize that nothing against generations before us, but us millennials. I'm a Gen Y. But us millennials... I
don't know what I am.
You're a millennial. So us millennials, Gen Z, Gen Y, we have to look after each other.
Yeah, we're brothers and sisters. You're my older brother.
Yeah.
You've been my older brother.
And we're family, and we all think the same almost. You feel me?
Yeah, we're similar. We're like-minded.
And it's just like our previous generations, they were taught to think like that. So we really can't blame them, but in the sense...
Yeah, they were trained to be in a world that... Dude, it was a lot easier to control people back then and let them think they had choice, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why cannabis is illegal. Yeah. That's why we have war. That's why we have CBD, because we have things out. That's why we have all the other podcasts and radio stations that are trying to get the truth.
Exactly.
Because we're tired of it.
Dude, exactly. And it all ties into making our, like at the end of the day, making our country a better place, you know? And it's like, if that's our goal, you know, we want to educate people. And it's like, we want people to live to their potential, you know?
Because if we were doing this in Russia,
I mean, we wouldn't.
They'd shut it.
We wouldn't.
No. Hey, shout out to all you 48 Russians watching this.
Yeah, dude, tell me about that. I was so, hey, shout out, Mother Russia. God bless y'all. Privyet.
Shout out.
Privyet, kak dela?
I mean, we have nothing against Russia.
I support the Russian people, bro.
This is Putin's war, though.
I don't agree with all the things that they've done to try to... I don't think that the West has done the right things to punish... I think they're punishing the people of Russia more than the government and oligarchs of Russia. Because the rich, wealthy elites that control a lot of money in Russia are the very top. Like, kind of like our country. It's like an oligarchy, you know?
But they look scared. They don't want to stand up to him.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like their oligarchs look really scared. They don't want to say nothing.
No, I mean everything's crazy because it's like what we see and hear. Who's to tell we know the definitive truth, right? Yeah. Dude, like for example, right now what's going on here is complete. What the other side is in Russia, like their media, like they have their side. Not saying to trust Russian state media. Fucking don't trust any media. Don't trust fucking U.S. state media. Yeah. Don't trust Russian state media, bro. If it's paid for and sponsored, chances are they do not have your best interest in mind.
They don't.
They want to control you and the narrative, and they want to corral you like sheep.
At first, I was watching Gold Standard Indian news.
Oh yeah, dude. Wyon or Weon?
Oh, Wyon, the Australian one. Yeah. It is Indian too.
That was the Indian one, but Sky News Australia,
Sky DW or GW.
Yeah, is that the German one? DW.
Yeah, the German one.
German one's good.
Reuters.
I don't. Here's the deal. I'm not a big fan of Russia Today, but I do like that they post critical shit of America. You know what I'm saying? It's like good because it's like all right,
expose America.
Yeah, I mean they have their own agendas and shit, and a lot of it's propaganda and probably fake, but. At least I've like grown up watching them because they do English, and not grown up, but since 8th grade and on, I had a Canadian teacher that taught me. I love you. I miss you. If you ever hear this, I'd love to talk to you. Dude, she's from Canada, Nova Scotia. Best teacher ever. She literally would start the day of class. She'd be like, all right, children, I want y'all to, for 15 to 20 minutes, I want y'all to look up news sources. However, you cannot use American sources. I want you to compare different sources. I want you to see the differences. And so this was like a class warm-up thing every morning, but I was like kind of like infatuated, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense too, because I see what you're talking about. I've been doing that lately, and I'm like, it's a lot different.
And so I was like, whoa, okay. And so I started checking out all these news, like Qatari news, you know, all pro-US news, anti-US news, all sorts of shit, just to get a baseline, hear what's going on. And ever since then, bro, I would like literally I would do that every day, and I would like continue to look at the news after we were done with the exercise, bro. And she'd come and catch me looking at like the news and like on a foreign website and stuff.
She's like, what
and so she really honestly planted the seeds for like free thinking.
Yeah.
And to really think for yourself, you know what I'm saying?
No, you have to and research.
My life would not be the same.
Yeah,
like seriously, dude, teachers, the good teachers, not the ones teaching our kids to like. Not going to get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
We don't like a lot of you modern day teachers. However, Beth Sims was one of the greatest teachers. Still is teaching, maybe. He just inspired me anyways. But point is that it is good to get differing opinions. Yeah. Even if they go against your opinion or narrative. I will sometimes check in with mainstream American news just to see what type of propaganda is on, right? I don't take it for truth. I take it with a grain of salt. I'm like, okay, what is the main narrative? All right, we'll go to Fox News. This is the main conservative narrative. All right, what's the main leftist narrative? MSNBC, CNN, right?
Yeah.
So you just take all of these with grains of salt. Don't accept any as truth, but make your own ideas of what, you know, formulate what makes the most sense. You know, just do elimination like a multiple choice test.
Don't just sit there and like take that one source.
Exactly.
Take everything. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's why I even say, like, do your own research. Take everything with a grain of salt. That's the most important thing ever. Like, obviously, we're here and we're talking and broadcasting. We want to talk to our viewers and convey messages, but I want you to know that you got to trust your gut, and your gut will not mislead you. And so that rule applies to everything. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
So take everything with a grain of salt. Keep your eyes and ears open. Compare and contrast. Question everything. Simple.
Always. Never just confirm, like you said. What's it say? Confirm?
Confirmation? Wait.
No. Confirm. No, I'm thinking about it in Spanish. That'd be for the Spanish episode.
I got you, bro.
But basically, yeah, we're going through a lot, bro. And people aren't researching. And not even that, like, just in general, people aren't researching. Like, people don't know that Australia was, like, for example, flooded not too long ago. Like, I tell them, they're like, what? I didn't know Australia was flooded.
The COVID. Do you know how, like, tyrannical the COVID things are down there?
Is it crazy, too?
They, like, be locking people in their houses and having curfew.
It's still that bad over there?
Perdón. But yeah, it's like China puppet state, bro. Canada's pretty bad. I mean, they had the truckers and the protests. I don't even know if that's still going on. The media's not covering it. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's a convenient distraction, bro. It's like, I mean, I hope to God it isn't what it seems, but it's like it seems like they're just picking conflict to try to keep the machine in power.
What if Russia all it wants is like total like energy control
of what the world
of Europe? By taking over Ukraine.
Then that's this. I mean that's something that the rest of Europe's going to have to handle, because that, in my opinion, is disproportionate. Russia doesn't have the majority of Europeans living in its borders. It does have a big population. I want to say like 150 million, 140 something million
on its borders. Okay,
in like Russia alone, especially Western Russia, that's where most of the population is, like near Moscow, St. Petersburg, all those border countries. Yeah. So if you look at a map, the Russian capital is not too far from Ukraine.
They're close to each other.
And this is big concern for Moscow, and that's why Moscow is insistent on keeping Ukraine as like a buffer state or border state
for like the capital.
Like a middleman's, like a no man's land. It's not part of NATO, but it's not an ally with Russia. It has to work between appeasing the West and with Russia. You know, it's a headache.
It's been stressed since Ukraine's been a country.
Yeah, you see the memes of like it was like stress, and it has like the red things, and it's like living next to Russia. The characters' heads all lit up red.
It must look what they're going through. Yeah, it must be, bro. Dude, they're just bombing right now.
So. Civilian targets, from what I hear, you know, I take everything with a grain of salt, but supposedly, from what I've heard, is that Ukrainian forces are doing well. They're high in morale. Mm-hmm. They've confirmed a lot of Russian kills, and the Russians have confirmed a lot of these kills too. Yeah. The civilians are stepping up in Ukraine. From what it sounds like, the morale is high. They've not lost Kiev. I don't think they've lost Kharkiv. They might have.
Yeah, they did. And then there's one more, Odessa.
Yeah. Odessa's on the water. I know they were bombing Odessa, but
that's the last one.
Did they take it?
They have everything else but that.
I don't think they took Odessa. Yeah, I mean,
so once they take Odessa, they'll have the whole coastal point.
And you know that makes like sense. Obviously, Russia. So here's the deal, right? Like we're saying, Crimea made sense. Taking that, Obama and Biden were weak and corrupt. Mm-hmm. Russia's like perfect. We're gonna gain so much more access to the sea. They don't have warm water ports. Not many.
Now they do.
No, they have more. But here's the deal: they're completely choked off and leveraged by Turkey. Yeah. So you know where Istanbul is. Yeah. You know what the map looks like. So you got Ukraine, the Sea of Azov, which has Ukraine, Russia, and Crimea, which is now annexed by Russia. It's like a little sea, and then that bigger body of water is the Black Sea, which is where now Russia can exert a lot more influence because it has Crimea. If it gets the rest of the coast, you know, then it's like the Black Sea is essentially Russian.
I heard Turkey did a ban on Russian boats going through it, but like,
ooh, that'd be wild. Yeah, because they got an interesting situation. They're a NATO member. Yeah. You know, they're European, and they're very much Western when it wants to be, but they certainly do things. They're weird.
They kind of go back and forth.
Yeah, I don't want to say they play both sides, but they do what's in their best interest. Like they bought Russian anti-air S-300 anti-air missiles or whatever. Okay. And they were supposed to buy American Patriot missiles, I believe.
It's cheaper to buy from them, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if I may be butchering. I think the Patriot missile is like an ICBM, forgive me. But yeah, my dog, it's crazy.
And it's crazy too because like right now they bring up missiles is that right now like the Stingers that Ukraine has too, they don't know how to use them.
Oh really?
They don't know. They don't have. It's just something you have to learn how to use.
The javelins. You hear about javelins?
Yeah, I heard
those have been kicked. Apparently, those have been fucking busting up Russian tanks.
Russia's. Oh, did they hear us?
Technical difficulty.
Uh-oh.
The Spetsnaz is outside.
Oh, hell no.
That is not a good code. Do not want that to happen. Putin, do not fuck with me, mate.
Not fuck with me. That's hilarious.
I'm so dead. But yeah, man, let me look up a map of Ukraine because it has certainly lost a lot of territory. The power plants, bro. The nuclear power plants, my friend. It's not really adding up for me.
What they want with them, or or them exploding?
So you're saying because I didn't get to answer your question. We got sidetracked, but you were like, "Is this Ukraine's 9/11?"
Yes.
So in what sense do you mean that?
Like,
because there's a few ways you can mean that.
This is something that they're staging themselves type deal.
Like kind of like to justify something or to cause a reaction or
a plea for help.
So deal. Like when you mean 9/11, what I'm getting from this is that it was an inside job.
Yeah.
To justify launching 2 military campaigns in 2 different countries across the world. And they did this to get as much American support as possible. And it worked. I mean, it's the last time it could work.
Because after that 11 and they made Article 5, that's when...
Patriot Act and everything.
Yeah, and then they had to basically, that whenever an ally was attacked, and all allies go to war. So all allies went to war with the United States.
The coalition and all that.
And this could be in a terrorist act, could be considered under the same thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the government... Sorry to cut you off. Zelensky, the Ukrainian part, he said some kind of sus things about it. Like, I need to look, dude. I really need to pull this shit up.
Yeah, pull it up. Yeah. But I was just, it's just interesting to me, you know. Like I'm against the war in general.
Totally.
I don't think anyone should be fighting, but you know,
ideally, right?
Old people think otherwise.
I mean, fighting's necessary. If you're met with aggression and violence, you're gonna defend yourself, bro. I'm not gonna give my personal stories, but if someone steps, you gotta step harder.
Well, yeah, of course. Always.
You gotta defend yourself,
but not be the aggressor. You know, just out of nowhere. Yeah.
And neither the instigator as well.
So just remember to always think before you do.
Gotcha.
Because now Putin can't sleep. I bet.
He might have overextended himself, but then again, it could be just Western narrative. Don't know. We'll have to see.
At this point, when they cut my country off of major SWIFT accounts, that's when you're like, oh fuck,
that's crazy.
Like
that's gonna screw up everything.
They're gonna drive them to a war.
Can't even pay their workers. I mean, they want the ideal is to make the Russian people replace their leader and revolt and have the military flip. That's what they want. Like that's the whole point of sanctions and regime change, like with Iran, right? You know, we put so many sanctions on Iran that the Iranian people, a lot of the younger ones, hating their own government, hating the old religious conservative clerics that.
But that's still gonna take a while, especially with Russia.
Yeah. So this was 19 hours ago. This is just a little bit of context from Breaking 911. They're a Twitter kind of news reporter. I mean, they're fairly accurate. I haven't had any issues with them. They've covered things during the 2020 election, the audits. Decent source. But it says large fire burning at the, holy crap, Zaporizhzhia. I don't know if Zaporizhzhia. It's got a couple Z's in the name. It's got a fancy name. Nuclear plant in Enerhodar. Dude, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Google Translate.
Okay, hey, my Russian and Ukrainian friends, forgive me. I'm terribly sorry to butcher that shit. I'm not even gonna try. Anyways, this very important plant in Ukraine, the plant spokesman Andrew Andriitus said, "We demand that they stop the heavy weapons fire. There is a real threat of nuclear danger in the biggest atomic energy station in Europe. They want us afraid of a nuclear war. Eye on the ball. What's unseen is what must be seen." That second part was a comment from someone else besides the first part. But
yeah.
News: Biden instructs Americans to social distance and wear masks in the event of nuclear fallout. Ready.gov/nuclear explosion. So, you know, from a government
Was
website.
This before or after
This was after, not the power plant, but this was after Russia said that their nuclear forces were on high alert or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so Putin is essentially now threatening the use of nuclear weapons in response to the announcement that Russian central bank will be targeted with economic restrictions. That was rhetoric as of yesterday. You know, nothing guaranteed.
I would say this is the first time since the Cold War, since the nuclear arms comes back into the game, right?
Like at least like the talk of like using it. I mean, So I'm sure Trump threatened to like wipe people off the face of the earth, but
are we like? Would you say we are at a brink of another Cold War?
I mean, we've been in a Cold War for sure, but mostly with China.
Now it's freezing.
I mean, it's getting hot. I mean, suppose they want us to think it's getting hot and kinetic, you know, because there's people dying and shit. Yeah. Dude, I'm trying to find what I was looking for, but
it's crazy because Russia has ballistic missiles that are capable.
They have more nuclear warheads than we do.
Yeah,
but that's not to say they're more capable or have better.
Too.
Doesn't mean they can do anything. You know, a lot of them are from the Cold War and outdated. That doesn't mean they have the proper technology to launch a warhead or deploy one.
Yeah.
Not to say they don't. Not fucking challenging you, Russia. But if you fucking are going to test it out, you might want to test it on Beijing. Just saying.
All I got to say is once that first one goes off, check it out.
I can't find what I was looking for.
We die, you die.
China, your economy is literally 4/5 based on export. Even more than that. Like, that's generous. You guys don't have shit but cheap labor. Okay, this is not about China. China, the only reason you're the shit is because of corrupt Americans. And you're not even the shit. What I mean by the shit is like a stain on the world. You're the piggy bank for evil in this world. The Americans are the first enemies of our country. American traders.
Yeah.
That sell our assets and our soul to China and gut our manufacturing, gut our pharmaceuticals, everything.
Mm-hmm.
All the supply shortages with COVID because of our reliance on stupid shit.
There's still boats on the ports.
Dude, it's retarculous.
Retarculous.
Yeah.
But it's been a good episode,
If you get that reference, you're a G. Yeah, it's been a great episode, man. Real quick, can you tell me more about those? Who else is viewing our stuff abroad so far? I just want to give a shout out to them because it's an honor to see if a different flag besides our own American flag.
There's a couple on there. I'll shout them out next time. I even put them on there. But there's a couple out there. We respect y'all. Like Russia, if it's the KGB, hey man, something but all love for the world. We don't respect fights.
I mean,
out of nowhere.
We win fight. We don't start fights. We finish them. That's our American way. We've done it in the first, Second World War. Not as much the First War, but that Second World War, we dropped the sun on some people.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to do that. I think
that's the end of everyone.
There's more than meets the eye. I mean, the United States is either the weakest country or is pretending to be the weakest country. Either are just as terrifying, right? You think about it.
It's pretty scary.
Both are scary. It's like, okay, the U.S. is decayed. As much as it looks, wow, it's going to collapse.
Yeah.
Or if it's not the case, it's maybe even scarier. It's like, what the fuck? How the fuck is this happening?
You know how those like big buff dudes are hella buff and shit, but inside they're like emotional.
Like kitten lovers and stuff. Yeah, I got you.
That's us right now.
That's us, bro. Anyways, guys, we really appreciate y'all tuning into this episode of TBD. It was amazing having you, Eddie, bro. So good to see you, my guy. Sir. God bless every one of y'all. God bless the beautiful people of Ukraine. Russia, Ukraine, I hope y'all can find some closure to this conflict that involves less bloodshed and less economic damage. But hey, we know there's more than meets the eye. We don't know the truth. That's our first thing we must accept. Mm-hmm. So anyways, guys, you guys have an amazing day and God bless.
God bless. Stay tuned to TBD to find out more.
Take care.
Maybe my sovereignty will still be mine. If all the gangs in the world unify, we stand a chance against the military tonight. I said we stand a chance against the military tonight. I said we stand a chance against the military tonight.